corticosteroid section. We tried to we licensed in from MIT this mucus penetrating particle and see what's going to do about it, right? So I think the safest approach is taking the loteprednol as active ingredient. So we do high concentration, low concentration. The two different concepts, right? High concentration make sure the mass get in the aqueous humor or inflammation after surgery. This low concentration thing, we just try to get in, but not too much. That's because it's not this magical technology. It's simply the loteprednol is one step. You probably have learned, because you're the own top expert. You probably heard a lot about Boston talking about the one step, the ester corticosteroid thing, immediately deactivate. So you get penetrated into the ocular surface tissue, quickly deactivate. So you don't get that deep, right? But if you get to the surface tissue that we want to, I think.
It's funny you mention that because my Lotemax rep, and not to throw any shade at her, but she was coming for me because the numbers were changing, right? I'm switching over to Isubis, and she was like coming at me with the technology, and I was like, "Will this amplify?" and this and that. And we went back and forth. I said, "Look, whatever vehicle you guys have, whatever, this just works. Like I see it in practice. Like it's different. I've been using Lotemax for a while, and I haven't had the results that I had with this.
It's
It's where I go.
It just look at how they design it. The mucoadhesive technology has been there since 1980s, right? Whether it's a polymer, whether it's a gel. I worked with B&L for a long time, right? So I know that how they do the field mucopenetrating technology. Back then, azacitidine I know quite well, and it was all different approach.
So you're trying to send the message that this is fast, right? Is that why the little character is wearing running shoes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's why. So if you're going to talk about how it differentiates, then it's why is it faster? It's because you literally gave your steroid running shoes, and that running shoes is the vehicle. So that's what you look. Is that why you did that? That's I'm assuming why, right? Is that what the marketing department came up with?
It's obviously part of the concept. Yes.
Is that why?
Or if we're talking about a vehicle, why don't you make the guy in a cool car going super fast?
Yeah.
My vehicle's better than yours. Right?
I come from Nike town, so shoes seem entirely appropriate. So.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
Did you not pick up on the shoes? That's the
I
first thing
did.
I saw.
They had a little E on it.
Yes. Yep. 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 That's a good pickup. That's for sure. You had your marketing hat on there. Very good. Like that.
What would you say, you had a slide up earlier that talked about your progression and what you guys have done as a company. How would you rate your first sort of block was kind of education, disease state education. Do you think that, where do you think you guys are now?
Could do more.
Colleagues understanding of the delivery and penetration and all that.
Yeah. I think, anything education-wise, you could always do more. You always need to, you can never lose sight of that. Obviously, you have Isubis as the drivers, what you're going to, the end result right for, but education drives that. And we talked before about connecting the dots. So, could we do better? We always could do better. Could we do more of it? Yes. Are we going to? Absolutely. I think it's something which is going to be a key thing for next year. I'm not the head of marketing. I can't speak to that specifically, but I can definitely tell you it's a key objective in not losing sight of the ball because it's right in front of us. And I think that is something of which we can certainly continue to create that groundswell so that it educates our colleagues so that we kind of make sure they kind of take those synapses from point A to point B to point C and then do what they have to do to actually prescribe when they feel obviously the case is clinically oriented towards using medication like Isubis. That makes sense? Yeah. So coming back to, I think, to the Ben's question a bit earlier as to the different sides of the equation as to where we use this and whatnot. Here is the simplistic pie chart of what we actually have. Right here, you can see on this side, you can see who has not been treated, who has been treated, and this is the Isubis scripts, by the way, right here. Okay? And then the ones that actually have been on a history of ocular steroid treatment in the past. And the asterisk right there kind of talks to you about who has been out there. But the key thing here is obviously that it's a big silo of patients that are new, that have had no previous treatment, which talks to the previous point in the very top of the conversation about that 75%. So it's not like it's exactly the same, but it's in the vicinity, which is rather interesting.